Welcome to the first episode of Paw Talk. We're your hosts, Yamamoto
and Terryn Clark. Stay tuned for an exclusive interview here on Paw Talk. Today on Paw Talk, we have an amazing PCHS teacher. She teaches social media marketing, audio video production, and 3D model and animation.
Everyone, please give it up for the reigning, defending, one-time audio video production teacher, Miss Casares.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
All right, so can you first off, just by telling the students and teachers that don't know you a little bit about yourselves?
Yeah, so my name is Lis Casares. I'm a first-year teacher here at Panther Creek. I teach audio, video production, social media marketing, and 3D modeling and animation. So I'm part of the CTE department. I was a permanent sub last spring at Panther Creek, and while I was getting my certification and taking all my exams. And then when I passed all of them in April, they hired me on full-time for this year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what made you want to teach in the first place?
So it's kind of funny because I didn't go to school wanting to become a teacher. I went to school and studied broadcast journalism and then minored in theater. And so it sounds really corny and cliche, but my boyfriend is a teacher and coach at a middle school in McKinney. So seeing him with his students, coaching them, interacting with them at basketball and football games, just really inspired me to do the same thing.
Yeah.
What is the idea behind this show, Paw Talk?
So Paw Talk is a simple question and answer interview segment, talk show in a way. It's solely to get the students not involved, but just kind of understanding who works here at Panther Creek, who goes here at Panther Creek, and yeah, so.
Awesome.
So talking about your AV production class, what is the best part about that class?
So I think the best part about audio, video, and then broadcast, of course, is the freedom that the students have to kind of do what they want. So they tell me what they want to film, whether that's sports packages, newscasts, social media content. They tell me what they want to do, and then I build the projects around that. That obviously include the teaks and the scope and sequences and the things that they need to learn.
Awesome. So how did this show, Paw Talk, come about?
So this was something that I thought of in spring of 2023, because I just thought it was something that the students could benefit from, being able to interact on camera, being able to work behind the scenes. It was just kind of an idea that I just thought about, and I just thought, oh, this might be something beneficial, not just for the students in the class, but for the whole student body.
Awesome.
So how is the show going to work and run?
Yeah, so I would split it up into 3 steps. So I would say pre-production, production, and post-production. Pre-production is where the students come together. They decide roles such as director, on-camera talent, prompter. We have Wesley, running the prompter, lighting, editor. They decide what they want to do, and then they come together and they work together to write a script. So you come up with questions, you have your intros and your outros, kind of decide where you want to film it, how you want to set up, your chairs and the camera angles and stuff like that. Production is just this. It is literally filming exactly what you created in pre-production. And then post-production is where the editor will go in and they'll take all the footage from the cameras, sync them all up, and then create the actual end product.
So who is the intended audience for this show?
Yes, so the intended specific audience, I would say, is the student body. Everything that PCTV does is to inform, entertain, and educate Panther Creek students. And then, of course, the staff, and I hope that admin will see what we're doing just because it's so cool, and I think that they'll really get a kick out of it.
And who do you hope to have on the show?
Yeah, so I think that I would really love to have, people that people want to see, coaches, teachers, but of course, people that students don't get to see daily, like the counselors or the AP secretaries or the custodians, people that the students don't really understand how much they contribute to the school.
Right. What topics will be covered on the show?
So I think it really depends on the person that you have on the show. So if it is a coach, you talk about the upcoming season or their season that they just played or the game that they just had. If it's like a counselor, maybe talk about what the counselor does, how they help students. I think it really just specifically about the profession,
right?
As well as getting the students to know who these people are. They're not just your coach, they're not just your teacher, they're real people who do things outside of school, and I think it's cool for students to understand that.
Awesome. And so how will you go about that process of pursuing those potential guests?
So it's all up for the students. They kind of decide who they want to bring on. I'll give it the yes or the no, and it's all kind of scheduling too. So the students will construct an email. They'll send that email to the person that they want to bring on. And then, of course, I don't let my students send any emails to anyone asking them to be on a show until I've read it and given them the okay. So when I read it, they send them the email. If it's a yes, they send a calendar invite just so the people know that they need to come in on this day at this time. So it's really just kind of scheduling.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming on today.
And thank you for watching this episode of Paw Talk. We'll see you next time.
Paws up,
claws out.